these strong performances from Caribbean teams. You as a player for one of these Caribbean national teams, what is it like? What does it mean to you to see all these Caribbean teams, Jamaica, Haiti, Guadeloupe, Martinique, they're all doing very well with chances of advancing to the knockout round?
Yeah, of course. It's obviously nice when you see other Caribbean teams competing in the same competition as you. Just shows how far we've all come. But I think ultimately we've just got to focus on us and focus on our target and our main objectives. And that's, like I said, that's to not to come here and make up the numbers and just to take part. We're here to win the competition, and that's it.
And then another question. You've been with Jamaica now for a while, for several years. You've played in different tournaments, Nations League, previous Gold Cups. Is this the strongest Jamaica squad you've ever been a part of? Do you feel like it's the best one that you've played on?
I'm not someone to judge squads. To be fair, whatever squad gets picked at the end of the day will be the strongest squad that's available. So I'll just leave that noise to other people to make up their assumptions and to say, oh, this is the strongest squad or whatever. There's other players that could have been a part of the squad. They're not here for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, the squad's here, and this is the strongest squad we've got available.
Thank you. Next question, gentleman here, front row.
Robert Williams, IRFM Jamaica. Coach, you mentioned the psychological advantage of topping the group, but are you overly concerned about whether you finish at the top or second?
No. I also said it really it's not in our hands who we will face because we are Group A. We will finish first our games, and then we don't know how the other groups will end. So we are not in control who we will face because we will finish our games first. But it's always nice to look at the table and see Jamaica topping it. But otherwise, it really is not that much important. If we are number one or two, just to win and to go to the next round, and then be ready for whomever we will face that round.
Another question, Coach. This would be your first big tournament this side of the world. Describe for us how it has been in terms of organization, logistics, how you find it.
Oh. Now it's pretty different. Both from Euro finals and World Cup finals, the logistics is much better in those competitions than this one. Long distances in driving, 2 training sessions, and stadiums is football stadiums. A long walk, for example, in Chicago, a 4-minute walk into a halftime, 4-minute walk from the halftime makes it only a few minutes you have in the dressing room to deliver whatever changes you want to deliver. So it's big stadiums, but long walks, which is so just these small details is different, and I need to learn and I need to adjust as a coach. But it's kind of when you're not used to this, it feels strange. So when the referee said, "Yeah, no, you have to go for the second half," I was not only halfway through what I was planning to say. So, but we adjust and we take whatever is thrown at us and try to smile through whatever we think is not correct, and we focus on the football thing. But if you're talking about logistics, yeah, it's difference, big difference.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take a few questions from our colleagues joining us virtually. Jason Hall, please go ahead with your question.
Yes, good afternoon, Coach. And Daniel. First, for Daniel, from the outside looking in, it seems as if the professionalism you score on the World Cup has improved. We're seeing more footage of the trainings and interviews and things of that nature. As someone who has been a part of a few camps before, is this anything that has been noticed inside the camp as well?
Yeah, of course. Like you said, people on the outside are noticing, a lot of changes. But we're not here to focus on that. You know what I mean? We're just here to focus on the football side of things, and to try and, gel as well as we can, put some good performances together and, go out there and get the win every single time. That's all we're focused on, really. the other part of it, you know, it's obviously nice to see, and I'm sure it's obviously nice for, you know, the people on the outside to see as well. But it's not really something that we're focused on.
Thank you, Daniel. Next question, Norando Brown.
Hello, coach. This question is for you, Miranda, here from Halftime TV. We've seen the first two games of the Gold Cup so far. You made three changes to the back four. The rest of the team they remain the same. Do you say you nailed down the perfect four, the ideal four for the rest of the tournament?
Can you repeat?
The game against United and the game against Trinidad, you made a few changes to back four. So Damian Lou was the only stable or the only remover from the dressing team. Have you now come up with the ideal back four for the rest of the games in the tournament? You know you've been with the team a couple of months and you still you have to decide on the perfect 11, but we've seen some stability in the second, third, and the first third of the team. However, there still appears to be some instability in the defensive third.
Yeah, we have pretty equal players at the back, so it's not a big difference in these players quality wise. There also have been injuries, so we don't want to overdo and risk injuries for the players, so that's why we have been rotating, and we've been happy with the performance of all the team, not only the defense but all the team. And I think we will just grow in this tournament and become better as we have more games playing together. But there's a lot of reasons why we are changing. It's not only performance; it's thinking ahead as well. So I can't give you any other explanation on changes and why we do changes, but sometimes it's because of injuries, sometimes it's performance, sometimes we're thinking ahead, etc. And sometimes we're giving players a chance to show what they can do. And it's nice to see players coming in, grabbing their chance, and staking a claim and being in the starting 11 next match.
Thank you, Coach. Next question, Rashid Parchment.
Yes, good afternoon, coach. Daniel, Rashid Parchment here from Jamaica. So, if you are to top the group, it's likely you're gonna have to expose the US, and it's probably gonna come down to the group that's like the US might be Trinidad. Or do you think that you will have to tweak things tactically to get as many goals as you can against them tomorrow, or can you achieve that target in the same way you did for the rest of the games?
Sorry, can I ask who's that question for?
Sorry, coach.
You take
Okay.
it. You take it.
No, the most important thing for us to do tomorrow is to go out there and win the game. Doesn't matter if we finish first, it doesn't matter if we finish second. The most important thing to do is to win the game, and then whatever else happens after that, it will take care of itself, and we'll just look forward to the next one.
Thank you. Next question, Emil Smith.
Yes, good afternoon, Coach and Daniel. Question for both of you. I would like you to talk to us about the involvement and impact of Ultimate Butler to this squad from a coaching perspective and from Daniel a player's perspective. His involvement in this World Cup journey, and can we expect more past Ready Boys players having a role in the team going forward?
Yeah, if I can start with from the coach's perspective, it was a wish of mine to try to include the past Jamaican national players more to what we are doing. Number one, because we are tapping into a wealth of experience, getting them in, a lot of knowledge about coaching, about Jamaican football, about the past, so we can learn also from the past. And I think it is also connecting the past player to the current players. I think that is a good thing. I think it hasn't been enough of this, inviting them to come if they want to come. It's not like it's an open door. We like to have that under control. There's a lot of past players available for Jamaica, but for example, a lot of coaches, former national team players, are coaches in the US, and they can assist us, help us, but most of all, they give good vibe, and Freddie Butler is a fantastic guy. To have him and the guys with him with us, just to give positivity within the group, was really, really nice. And we are going to continue to try to do that, not only in the Gold Cup, but in the future as well. For the players' perspective.
Yeah, obviously, just to kind of repeat what Coach said, it's obviously nice to, have previous past players, in and around the squad, just to even just, talk about like the history of Jamaica. Obviously, there's probably a few players already in the squad that will know, but then there's obviously some that probably wouldn't know, so even just to have a conversation with them, 10-15 minute conversation, and you never know, you might, you could learn something new. So yeah, I think it's a real positive that, we've got someone like that, and hopefully, in the future we can have more people like that, to come on this journey with us, just to highlight, the history and everything that Jamaica's about.
But we always have maps.
Well, yeah, true. That's true.
Thank you. Jason Hall, did you have another question? Go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you. Jason Hall from Lima. And coach, I had one for you. I heard you say earlier that the aim is to basically get out of the group, right? Now, in order to do so, I know you had mentioned earlier in the tournament that it is a tournament football, and we have to be mindful of not putting too much minutes on each of the players' legs. So with that being said, can we expect to see more changes in the third last group stage match?
Yeah, you can expect everything or anything, but I'm not going to tell you here.
Thank you. Arch. To wrap it off, Arch, go ahead. Another one. Mike here, please.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Damari Gray. His adapting to this Jamaica team. He's come in and he's done incredibly well. Okay, sorry about that. Asking you about Damari Gray, his impact upon joining this Jamaica team. He's done so well so far in this Gold Cup. Is that just a matter of him just being a world-class player and fits in seamlessly into the Jamaica team, or is it, how has it been? How has he adapted so well and so easily to this team? Where does that come from?
No, he's a pleasant guy to have around. He's laid back. Maybe DJ knows more about him than I do, but first weeks the games have been really good. So he just kind of clicked into the team, and that is a credit to the other players, that the new guy comes in and he plays well with them. It's not a given thing that a player comes in and plays well, and I hope he will even get better when he gets to know the players on the pitch more than he does now. So for sure, we are happy with him, but maybe DJ can talk more about him as a person. I don't know that much about him, so we have been thinking about the team in general, so we're not focusing much on the individuals. Now we have some more time to sit down with the individuals, but it has been for our coaches mostly about the team and how the team will work together, but individually.
Yeah, it's obviously been a pleasant, for such a good player like Damari to obviously come in and join us. And like with any other player, we bring them in with, open arms. And I think when you've played at such a high level, as obviously Damari has, you have the understanding, you have the knowledge, and I can guarantee you there's obviously more to come. Like Coach said, when he plays with the boys and, a bit longer, get to understand them a little bit more. And it's obviously about understanding him as well as an individual, and then once all of that comes together, I'm sure, you're going to see a lot more of Damari Gray, and and what he's actually all about.
Okay, we'll wrap it with that. Thank you, coach. Thank you. All the best for the match tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome everybody to the Gold Cup press conference from St. Kitts and Nevis. Here with us, the coach Austin Hoggins and the player Jamal Jeffers. Coach, a little bit statement of the game for tomorrow anti Jamaica.
Sorry?
A statement for the play for tomorrow and with Jamaica.
Well, good afternoon to everyone. I want to say thank you for having us here. And as we are about to play Jamaica tomorrow, we want to encourage everyone to come on out and show their support for St. Kitts and Nevis and also to the Jamaican football team.
I echo the same sentiments as the coach.
Well, we're going to start with the questions. Just remember, everybody, we have a digital friends who are going to ask a question too. So remember, we have translation if you need it in the channels. First question here.
Coach Archbell with CONCACAF.com. What stands out about this experience so far in the Gold Cup after 2 games? What have you most learned about your team in these first 2 games of the Gold Cup group stage?
We have learned that the first 2 games, they are very intense and very serious. We were up against 2 high-level opponents. So this was an opportunity for us to test ourselves against the likes of those teams. They always find themselves in the Gold Cup, so we know where we at and where we want to be in the future.
And for the game against Jamaica, do you plan to make a lot of changes? Maybe guys who haven't played as many minutes in the first 2 games or in the prelims, will they have a chance to play against Jamaica? What are you anticipating for your squad for tomorrow night?
Well, we're going to come out still to compete, but like you said, certainly we're going to give some of those guys who didn't have an opportunity to play in the first 2 games. They will have an opportunity to play in this one, as we want to go out still doing our best. So they will be involved nevertheless.
And then a question for you, Jamal. Jelani Archibald is such an important player in this team, and you guys as goalkeepers, there's a goalkeepers union, a goalkeeper unity for sure. How do you and Jelani make each other better as goalkeepers?
Well, he's one of our top players. He plays abroad. I play locally. So most times when we train, we try to learn from each other. But mostly, I would try to look at him, everything he does, even in games, so that I could be at his level, because he's playing abroad with more professional players. So we do learn a lot from each other, and we have little chats. So we could be like, hey, you could take 2 more steps, because he's really taller than me. So he would tell me things like I could take 2 steps rather than just diving from my, usual position. So we just have little chats and try to learn as much from each other.
And then just you and all the players, all of your teammates, what has this experience been like so far? Having a chance to go around, you're playing against some of the top teams, the defending champion in the Gold Cup, the U.S., and playing in some of these stadiums. What has this experience, just you and all of your teammates, been like? What has it been like for you all?
I mean, despite our 2 losses, it's really big for us, because a lot of players who play local football have never been on this stage. For players like me in such big prestige stadiums, so it's very nice. Like I said again, despite our losses, but it's just about the experience and knowing that we could come back again and do better. But I mean, the camp is really good. We are taking everything in, our mistakes, wins and everything. So we're just trying to learn from everything and just try to be better next time.
Well, thank you, Coach Austin Hoggins and Jamal Jeffers, for being part of the CONCACAF Gold Cup press conference.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.